of the Sedra. This week's Sedra is Sedras Mishpatim. It's an interesting Sedra, different than all the ones we've seen previously. While all the other Sedra have been really about stories and episodes teaching us about our faith and teaching us how to act towards our fellow man, this week's Sedra more is discussing halacha, laws. This, in particular, civil laws and tort laws. And that's really the focus of this week's Sedra. It's an interesting one the student of Torah loves for all its deep analysis. I suggest that this week, taking out your Chumash and really analyzing each and every pasuk and your understanding of tort law and civil law and seeing how it goes along with the Torah. It'll be an interesting week for you and one that you won't forget easily. This week's Sedra has an interesting idea. And among the many civil laws that it discusses, it also tells us to be very careful with widows and orphans and tells us to treat them with extra sensitivity. Common logic, common sense would tell us the same thing, but the Torah is very careful and says that if we do harm or cause pain to a widow or an orphan, Hashem will kill us, and then, listen to this next line, turn our wives into widows and turn our children into orphans. The obvious question that Rashi asks is, if Hashem is going to kill us, clearly our wives will be orphans, and our wives will be widows, and our children will be orphans. What's the idea? Why does the Torah have to go out of its way and tell us this? And Rashi explains that the idea that our wives will be widows and our children will be orphans is not merely telling us the obvious fact, rather it's telling us something different. That when we do die and we are punished by death for paining a widow or an orphan, our bodies will not be found, and therefore our women, our wives, will be called agunot. They'll be in this state of perpetual unknowing and not showing their status and unable to go on with their lives and marry. And because our bodies will not be able to be found, our children, at the same time, our children will not know if they're allowed to inherit our property. And our property will be always in this state of trust, waiting for us to come back. And our children will never be able to have that closure and be able to move on with their own lives. And it's an interesting punishment that the Torah is telling us here. Because it's not simply saying that our children will suffer the pain of losing a father and our wives will suffer the pain of losing a husband. It's much worse than that. It's a state of unknowing. And whenever we don't know, whenever we're lost in that world of unpredictable pain, it's much worse than a predictable pain. As torturous as predictable pain might be, the unknowing, the unpredictable, the unknowing when it's going to end is much harsher. And that's the idea of that our children will turn into orphans and our wives will turn into widows. The idea being that they'll be in this perpetual state of purgatory, not knowing their halachic status. But the lesson extends even further, because this teaches us how important knowledge really is. If the most painful state is a state of not knowing, then we can understand really how crucial knowing is. And that's really the idea of the Torah. It's the intellectual perfection more so than just the religious mindset of man. It's being able to understand God, and through understanding the Torah and understanding God's creations, we come to understand God, and how knowledge is really the most key element to a successful Jewish life, is knowing. And that's why we say that Torah study is so important. The message, as strange as it might be, of sensitivity towards widows and orphans, and the punishment that incurs, the message is much more than just be sensitive to widows and orphans. The message really is how important knowledge is, because the punishment for not treating widows and orphans with sensitivity is that our children and our wives will forever be in this unknowing state, not sure of their future. This Shabbat, the message is loud and clear. Take out your Chumash, take out your Gemara, take out your favorite book of Torah and study it and know it well. Check out the other features on bethjacob.org for more Torah. And check the whole website. There's plenty to do and plenty to learn from. Have a good Shabbat, everybody. Shabbat Shalom to all.